I wore a bonnet that night, and I had went to the bathroom because it was communal style. They were like, Journey, why do you wear your shower cap at night? Like, why do you have your shower cap on? I was like...
Welcome back to Macy V TV. I am Macy Vessel. Macy V TV is a brand to give people a platform to share their truth and their stories. And today with me, I have Miss Journey Smith. How are you?
I'm good.
Back to your high school experience.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say senior year.
Yeah.
Did you know about HBCUs and the differences between? So why a PWI?
Well, when weighing my options, I definitely applied for any and every school. You know, obviously scholarship money, you want to have options. Mm-hmm. So I knew that my grades were good enough to be able to get me into pretty much any school that I wanted to. So I applied to a lot of different schools, and my top two, and I was like, okay, either one of those that I get into, I'm good. You know, scholarship money is going to be great. Let me just bank on it. PWI gave me more money than HBCU did. So that was kind of the deciding factor for me. But all through high school, all through everything, I knew I was going to Howard University. Like, you couldn't have told me anything different. I seen the check it. I said,
So flashback to high school. Usually loved ones, family, friends, whatever, they influence your decisions. So were you influenced to, at HBCU?
Well, I'm a first-generation college student, so my mother attended the Southern University Agricultural and Mechanical College, so she definitely wanted me to be able to look at more options. I mean, if I would have went to Southern, she would have loved it, would have died, but I kind of had the freedom to kind of choose where I wanted to go, especially being first-generation. It was like, wherever you go, just make sure that you finish.
So did you go to a predominantly white or black school in high school?
I went to a predominantly black school. I went to Lee Magna High, but now it's Liberty. Black kids galore. It was amazing. I loved it. The culture, it was great.
So was it a culture shock for you?
Of course, even just during move-in, I was looking around. I was like, okay, I'm one of two black girls on this residential floor. Okay, this is an experience. And then especially putting yourself in a space other than just, being social with these people. You're living with these people. You're eating with these people. Going to classes with these people. You never get one time where you're in a totally black cultured space and you're you're able to breathe and be comfortable. So it was a culture shock in every aspect. You never got one moment where you were just sitting by yourself and you were like, okay, I feel comfortable as a black person at this PWI.
So did you feel like a student or did you feel like a number?
The stigma is if you're a black student, either you're in because of affirmative action or you're an athlete. So I always got the question of oh, what sport do you play? Or, oh, how'd you get your scholarship? Or anybody asking how'd you get your scholarship? So I definitely at first felt of course, they want me here, the recruitment process, especially for black students, it seemed to be extra aggressive. So I was like, yeah, they really, really, really want me here. Being there for a few weeks, the stereotypes kind of started to
jump
get to
out.
me. Yeah, and it started to bother me a little bit, and I was like, Mama, I want to go home. I called my mom and said, Mom, come get me. I'm ready to go home. But after warming up to it and realizing I didn't get in because of affirmative action. I didn't get in because of my athlete. Then it was okay, I'm starting to find myself here.
So your freshman year, you're from Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah.
So your people drop you off in New Orleans by yourself, PWI. What was the first thing that went on in your mind when you seen that car drive off?
I was like, oh, girl, I'm free. I know what to do. I was like, if I feel like getting up and going, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up and go. But after seeing my mom leave, it was just okay, dang, I'm really here by myself, And that first night, my roommate wasn't there. My roommate was the only other black girl on the floor at the time. So I was like, oh my God, I'm really here by myself. I wore a bonnet that night, and I had went to the bathroom because it was communal style. They were like, Journey, why do you wear your shower cap at night? Why do you have your shower cap on? I was like... It's a bonnet, child.
Not a shower cap.
Why do you have your shower cap on? You just wear it out all the time. I'm like, it's a bonnet.
So, hold on, wait, a shower cap. So how was your experience living in the dorms for the first time? Were you with roommates as your skin color, as in Caucasians? How was that for you?
My roommate was black. It was all communal style. We lived across the hall from boys, so it was kind of mixed gender. I think gatekeeping is essential. because I feel like these organizations were created because we were excluded from those predominantly white organizations. Like the Pan-Hellenic organizations were created for white women to be able to thrive and succeed with the exclusion of black women. So why, when we create these spaces for ourselves, do you feel like, oh, well, it was wrong for us to keep you out? Like, why do y'all keep us out? Because, like, this is our one space to say, I'm comfortable, like, these are my people, like, I'm okay. And I feel like, of course, you know, inclusion is amazing, and I love equity. But at the end of the day, like, can we have something, girl? Like, we need something.
So how are y'all living situations? Because, you know, when it gets to shambles of HBCU versus PWI on Twitter, they say go back to y'all $500 dorms, you know, go back to your little, you know, wherever you live. So how are your living situations at a PWI?
Okay, how much do you think I pay for my room?
Good job. Hey, how much y'all pay?
It was like...
Wait, we doing by semester or by year?
Jones was...
We can do by year.
It was like...
Okay, by year. Okay.
It was like,
Was it 800?
yeah.
I think Jones was like 800.
For the year to live?
Yeah.
So each semester.
Each semester.
Yep. So how much yours was?
Wait.
Apartments
Wait,
are
wait,
1,000.
wait.
Apartments are like 2,000
Yeah.
something.
Y'all playing.
How much you pay for yours?
No, I think.
So is it like for 800 for the semester?
No, yeah.
It don't matter. Either way
But
y'all doing it, it's not making sense. It's not adding.
So how much you pay for a semester?
Hey.
In total, in the year, my room is like 5,000.
Girl, that's my whole tuition to attend Southern University.
That's a semester for me.
That's a whole semester.
To get a single with one other suite mate, it's like 10 a year. Tuition in total is 81,000. And that's a year. That's not for 4 years. That's not for, you know, grad school and undergrad. That's one.
Do you get a refund?
From Tops.
For a haircut, because you're doing
No, like I paid like 5,000 something dollars for, and I live right now in a double, so I have a roommate in a suite with, it's an 8-person suite.
How many black girls are in the suite?
Me.
Black chocolate Barbie doll.
Yeah.
And like, no, for real, this is what it's actually giving. I just had a thought. You know, at Walmart, when you go on the doll section, it's all Caucasian dolls, and then that one black doll, because everybody else took
Couldn't
them.
get it.
Because everyone else took the black girl, so it's like the only one left. And then the people still be like, why is she here?
When somebody said that they were gonna hang me, they said they was gonna lynch me. They was asking like what my room number was.
What did you do? Well, first of all, no matter what she did, she didn't deserve to be having a lynch comment. But what did you feel like you did?
What happened was like they had this incident on campus, and a black student was like arrested, and we were like, hey guys, can y'all stop calling the police on black students? Like, call the residential director if something goes on. Like, the police should not be your weapon against black students on campus. That's all we were saying.
This is not a bash towards PWIs. I want to make that known, nor towards a bash towards Caucasians, because, you know, this is Macy VTV is a brand for everybody. Listen, and to make sure you choose your choice wisely on if you want to go to a HBCU or a PWI. So let's get into traditions. Do y'all have any like Red Bean Monday, Fish Fry Friday? So knowing what you know now, if you can go back to high school and look at all your scholarships, apply for any school, would you still choose a PWI?
It would depend on the money. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, if Howard was like, okay, we'll give you a full ride, and they wasn't going through the housing thing that they was going through, I definitely would have chose Howard University. Like, no questions. When they sent me the email, I would have signed up, went, everything. Like, no questions asked. It was just the money aspect that was like, I always said that, like, I'm going to do whatever I can to get my mom to pay nothing or as least as possible. And at Howard, the money was not looking good. Like, my mom definitely would have got it paid. Miss, make it happen. But if I would have had the money to just say, Howard, I would have went to Howard. Like, no questions asked.
So you'll always choose a HBCU over a PWI?
Yeah.
That's good to know. So right now, this is your time to give any advice to the audience, you know, upcoming high schoolers, people that goes to HBCUs, even PWIs. This is your time to give them some advice.
Take the ACT, SAT very seriously. You want to have options. Like, you don't want to be stuck in, okay, well, I can only choose from these schools, and I really want to go to this school, but it's not one of my choices. No. You want to be able to have options. Like, you want to look at the table and be like, who wants me more?
Right.
Be like, oh, well, they gave me this much money. Then they'll go back and be like, okay, well, they gave you this much money. Definitely look at the way that you apply to colleges, because I applied to 2 schools early decision. You're not supposed to do that, but I did it anyway. If you get in, you choose to go. Like, you're going point blank, period. And I'm glad that it was like in COVID, so they were kind of like, okay, like we'll let you out of it.
Right.
But definitely make sure you understand like the different methods of applying to colleges, and take your time in high school. Like, if I would have known that 2020 was gonna get cut, that school year was just gonna be,
You would have
like,
appreciated it more.
I really would have. Like, I was stuck on how my boyfriend didn't ask me to prom. Girl, I could have been enjoying my time in high school. Like, setting myself up. I had definitely set myself up, but like socially and everything, like preparing myself so much more.
Period, as you should.
Period.
Before we wrap up, I do have one more question.
Okay.
So when you see your friends at HBCUs having fun doing their thing, do you be like, dang, I should have went there?
No, that's not what I say. Let me tell you, I know the XU shuffle. So, and I be teaching it to people. I be like, I swear, if they don't know, then they don't know. Like, I know the SU shuffle. Every time I come to Southern, like, you would think I went to
Girl, you
Southern.
just collecting dances.
Okay, like, ain't nobody finna look at me and be like,
They be doing the footloose and stuff, huh?
okay. They don't even do that.
So thank you so much for coming, Journey.
Of course, this is so much fun.
Thank you everyone for watching Macy V TV. Make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. As you can see, I am representing the best HBCU there is, Southern University and A&M College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. There's 3 reasons why I love my HBCU. Not even just the diversity, but it's like you feel loved. Like, I can go to the library one day, and then I can see somebody, I don't know their name, don't know anything. They'd be like, oh, I know you. I follow you on social media. Still don't know their name. Next day, we see each other in the cafeteria. Hey, Macy, how you doing? I'm like, I still don't know your name, but hey, boo. So I just love the warmness of being around my people. And I don't know, choosing HBCU was one of the best decisions, even though I really didn't have any other school other than Southern in my mind. Another reason I love my HBCU, even though it can be political, the students like change. And I can definitely say the students embrace change. They want change. They can definitely say that if you have an idea, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm on board. What time do you want me to come meet you and, you know, work on this project with you? And that's one thing I love about my HBCU. Third, I don't know. There's just so much to say. I don't know how I can put this in the third. I guess I could say I feel at home. I feel welcomed. Every door I walk into, the love that is shared. Hey, Macy, how are you doing? You know, a big smile. Every organization I am a part of, I just feel like a sister. Like, I feel like I'm one of y'all. I feel like I am black. I don't have to hide my blackness. I feel like I could just be authentic. I just feel like I can just be black. And HBCU is the way to go. So I hope y'all enjoy this segment, and see y'all next time.